Oh, speaking of making fun of something, I was at a coffee shop this week, and the people in front of me, I didn't hear what they said until I walked in, obviously, because I was outside. But as soon as I get in, the first line, the absolute first line
Our story begins.
No, damn
it! In the middle.
Sorry, Derek. Not really. I'm not sorry at all.
That's Ben.
Yeah.
No, wait.
That's Ben.
I messed it up this time.
Yeah. We'll get it down
Damn it.
eventually. It's only the second season. So let's pretend Ephraim just said that's bad.
That's Ben. We don't have to pretend.
That's Ephraim.
And that's Derek. We are IFFR, and we Google extremely particular phrases and then read fan fictions that contain said phrase. Derek, since you're interrupted, you bring us the phrase today. What phrase have you brought before us?
Well, shiver my timbers. ... Specifically, well, comma, shiver my timbers, ellipses.
Okay.
Because
Okay. How many results did
I
you get?
tried just shiver my timbers, and I got a bunch
many.
of really dumb Smurf ones, and I was like,
How
absolutely
did-
not. So,
What? You didn't want to read
Not about to read
Smurf
a-
fan fiction?
No, 'cause
Really?
I scrolled through. It was lower than K. It was lower than Fiction K rating. So I couldn't.
Oh.
I couldn't. It was like it was written for 5-year-olds, not content that a 5-year-old could watch. It was so bad. I couldn't.
Gotcha.
I couldn't even make fun
You
of
mean
it.
it
I
was
too busy
written
trying.
by 5-year-olds?
It might have been.
All right, so here we are. It's under TV shows. Ghost and Mrs. Moore. Has anyone heard of that show?
I have not.
Either of
But
those
you know I'm about
shows,
to Google
I'm
it.
assuming.
I
Because
think it's
Ghost.
one show.
Because if it's a fan,
That's
No,
fair. It could
Ghost
be-
and
it could be
Mrs.
across-
Moore.
Is just
Muir
one show?
is a 1947 American romantic
Jesus.
fantasy film.
oh my gosh,
47
1940.
American romantic
1947.
film.
Oh my gosh.
No, an American romantic fantasy film.
Okay. All right. Well, the name of this particular one is
Wait,
is
what,
fan
like-
fiction.
Okay.
Okay,
There's also a TV series. I'm sorry. Okay. So there's the movie.
Okay, that makes a lot
there's
more
the
sense.
there's the
Okay.
1947 movie based off of the 1945 novel, and there's also a TV
Okay.
show based on the
From-
1947 film.
From
It
date,
came out in
I need to know how old this
1968.
person is.
Okay.
1968.
Oh, okay. So this person's still
God.
old, or watches really, or has like old parents that was forced
My
to watch
dad
this
was
TV
7 years
show.
old when that came out.
It's black and white.
This has definitely got to be the oldest fan.
oldest
like-
source material. That we've been
Yeah, that's
working
the
with.
words I was looking
Oh
for.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we got My Name is Greg by Tunnels
what,
of
Greg?
the South.
My name
no.
be Greg.
My name's Greg. My name's old Greg.
No. All right.
Tunnels
here's
of
the
the South.
synopsis.
You are
Deep-
officially an old person. Congratulations.
Deemed useful when he is needed by his. Never seen this word before.
Irascible.
I have never.
Irascible.
Oh wow! All right, Ephraim coming in clutch there. Thanks.
Yeah.
Irascible great uncle Claymore Gregg takes a reluctant part in the charade. In the charade
Whatever.
of impersonating.
It's a
Captain,
French word anyway.
Captain Gregg to keep Mrs. Moore.
Muir?
Pick one,
Moore?
go with it. Moo
and her
ire.
children
Mouye.
living at Gold Cottage when her in-laws come to stay.
Uh-oh.
Once his part was played, Claymore is hustled from the cottage. This story is about what happened immediately after he stumbled out the door.
Uh-oh.
Rated Fiction K,
Yep.
English, humor, words, 3,506, reviews 2, faves 2, follows 1. published March.
Reviews.
Oh, wow, this one's
We
like
have-
recent as well.
Oh,
Yeah, this
jeez,
is
man,
2021.
you're like doing this
March
now.
4th.
Let's see. We have SB reviewing and says
So-
you've certainly captured Claymore at his best. Ellipses. Although I'm not sure his best in quotes is the right word. Looking forward to more installments. Oh boy. So apparently
so
Claymore's
hold
not a
on.
great person.
So what we are about to read, to make this clear, is a fan fiction of a TV show from what, like you said, 1964?
69.
Written
68.
March 4th. Okay, 68.
Ben just wanted to say
Written
69.
March 4th, 2021. How many years is that? 68
A lot.
to 21.
That's
33?
40-something.
50.
50.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
50.
awful. I'm bad at math. Quick math, at least. Well, don't have paper. Bad math. Yeah,
yes,
but that's like
53, I
a
believe.
freaking
53,
lot
I
of
did.
years.
That is
53.
half a century.
Yeah. What's our total age combined between us?
I don't want to do that.
More than 53.
A little bit more than
What?
53.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Yeah,
over
definitely.
60. We're all. of
Yeah, we're all in our
drinking
20s,
age,
so
there's
yeah.
3 of us.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're all in our 20s, so it's definitely 60 plus.
Yeah. But that's still
Yeah, it's still
not
pretty
as
crazy.
many more years.
Yeah.
Well,
this is
so also
this is
this
quite
is-
the gap.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Another thing
interesting.
also of note is that so like one status complete, published
Oh,
March
yeah,
4th,
that's true.
2021.
ID number-
number
no.
13833476.
1383, 34, 76.
That's
other
the most
thing is that,
important
like-
thing you read is that ID number. Otherwise, no one would know where to follow.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But
Especially since they don't have a screen. Oh, wait.
Derek's got the podcast in mind.
That's fair. He's got
That's
it
right.
just
That's
the
right.
listeners.
I do. I have the pod. Those people who are. You're on a commute. I get it. You're listening to this. I get it.
What? Derek cares?
No, he gets it. He doesn't.
Oh, that's fair.
I can't.
But I would
I
say
cognitively
that
understand. I don't empathize.
This makes an anomaly where in
It's rated
season
fiction
2,
K and it's complete. Is that what the anomaly is?
well, no, we have in season 2 now most of the stories that we've read, we haven't actually started out in the middle. We have been at the beginning of it.
That's true.
And
Mm.
with Samus's birthday party, I don't know
Oh
if like
gosh.
I
still
don't
have
know if that
nightmares.
one also started out at the beginning. And if it didn't, I don't think it really mattered. So I think we're essentially 3 for 3 in not having to figure out anything beforehand except for the fan fiction. So just so
yeah, I
everyone
think-
knows, this is unusual. This literally never happened.
Yeah,
in the
come on,
first
authors.
season.
Write longer fan fiction.
And
So-
put more
Put the
obscure
words in
lines
the
in your
middle.
fan fiction. God.
But we take them as they come, and so far we haven't.
What if someone
We
writes a
haven't-
fan fiction about us? How meta would that be?
That would make me uncomfortable, especially if it was
So
a
do it. Do
self-insert.
it. Do it. Do it.
I'll write a fan fiction about us. I've
Well,
got
No,
Okay,
never mind. I
that's-
take it back. I take it back. I don't trust Ben to write my fan fiction.
All right, here we go. My name is Greg, Captain Claymore Gregg.
Yes, Greg.
Claymore, Greg.
A Ghost and Mrs. Muir story by Tunnels of the South. Quintuple asterisk. It starts with an Oscar Wilde quote. I'll be Oscar Wilde so that you guys don't have to waste one of your guys' character voices on Oscar Wilde.
Does any of us know who Oscar Wilde is?
I know
Are you
that
serious?
Oscar Wilde is an American author / poet who people
Did
love
you
to
just
quote.
Google him? Oh, okay. Never mind. You sounded like you were reading it.
No,
It
I
did.
just know. I
It
mean,
did sound like you were reading.
Until you got
He is a-
to
he
people
is an
love to
American
quote. I was like,
poet.
okay, no, Wikipedia page is gonna just write that in there.
specifically
He was Irish,
Early-
right?
white women in early 2000s.
Didn't he write Dorian
love
Gray?
to post pictures with those little like
I feel like I was the one who asked you about him, Derek.
things. And
Yeah, I don't remember a lot
Oscar
about
Wilde
him
quotes.
offhand. I just know that
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he wrote Dorian Gray, and a lot of my it's a book. It's about a guy who
figured. No, it was a
he makes a
screenplay.
picture. He gets a picture of himself, and it ages, but he doesn't. He remains beautiful and young. There's
Weird.
also super gay,
Okay.
yeah, that too.
but like not
He
not
writes
in
a lot about,
a
like-
derogatory way. It genuinely had a lot of homoerotic subtext that no one in my class picked up on. But I was like, should I be saying this? This is a private school. Should I be saying this kind of thing? I'm gonna keep this to myself.
I think it's weird that you had to clarify that it was gay and not a derogatory way.
Yeah, I just wanted to be clear on that one. This is YouTube,
Okay,
you
cool.
know.
That's fair. I would like to clarify. We will never use the word gay in a derogatory way unless we are literally quoting someone that we're reading.
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna so all that to say I'm gonna read this Oscar Wilde quote. You will always be fond of me. I represent to you all the sins you never had the courage to commit. Oscar
Didn't
Wilde.
he get arrested for something and then he had to do hard labor?
I don't know. He was crazy. Claymore Gregg felt
boy.
his way out of Gull Cottage, stumbling down the front steps before hurrying down the path toward the gate.
Do you think he's drunk, Derek? Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
Also,
Mostly
anyone
because I
wanna comment
partially am,
on-
but other than that.
oh gosh, there was 3 commas in that.
Oh
in
yeah.
that opening sentence.
Yeah, there were. There probably shouldn't have been.
I think, yeah.
The
one
English
between steps
teacher,
and
Ephraim,
before.
ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else.
I would love to get a paper to be able to grade some papers at my job and just be like, circle a comma. There is a comma here. There probably
shouldn't be.
Without his
It's
glasses,
a good thing you're
he
a
was virtually
substitute,
blind.
not a permanent teacher.
Not drunk, just glassesless.
You can be glassesless and drunk.
He was
In fact,
virtually
the drinking is what
blind.
made him glassesless.
That's
Glassesless.
no. He's got them on him, but he dared not put them on again until he reached his car. The small hairs on the back of his neck were finally attuned to
They
Captain
had cars
Gregg's
in
eternal
1968.
displeasure.
What?
I don't really understand what these small hairs are doing.
They're finally attuned.
Yeah, but
Wait, but
They're like a
isn't
warning
he
device.
Greg?
yes,
Claymore-
So
Okay, so
It's-
he's Captain Claymore Gregg.
yeah.
Yep.
And
Oh,
it's
no.
talking-
Claymore Gregg takes a reluctant part in impersonating Captain Gregg. So they have the same last name, but they're different people.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, that makes more sense.
But it's still the small hairs on the back of his neck being finally attuned to his eternal displeasure. I don't understand what that.
I have no idea what they're trying to convey with that.
Anyway,
Besides that, he maybe got into character
I don't know.
by describing his neck hairs.
No,
No,
I don't
Is
know.
that not how you get into character when you're about to act?
No, absolutely. That's I
You
think
wait until
about
the back
what
of your
would
hairs are
Captain
attuned.
Gregg's neck hairs do in this moment, and that's how I get into acting.
That's how I've been
Peak
preparing for
acting
every single
character.
time we've recorded for something. It's been me going, all right, Captain Gregg's neck hair. Here we go. Here we go.
Excuse me, Mr. Bale. They're ready for you on set. Just a second. I'm attuning my neck hairs.
To Captain Gregg's eternal displeasure.
Of all actors, it would be him. It would be Christian
would-
Bale. Out of all the actors in the world. It'd either be
And
him
he
or
would-
Joaquin Phoenix, but no reason.
Let me say the gosh dang sentence, Derek. Stop saying that it would be Christian Bale. I know
It would be Christian
I made the
Bale.
joke.
I'm agreeing with
I
your
know.
joke. Damn it.
Excessively, and he would never willingly upset his how'd you say this word, Ephraim?
Irascible.
Irascible great uncle by going against his orders. The consequences of doing so had always been rather injurious to his health. This time,
So is-
however, his
Is
nemesis
his great
had been
uncle
forced-
Captain Gregg?
What?
Unknown.
Hold on.
His nemesis had been forced to come to Claymore, seeking his help. The captain had kept him up all night, rehearsing over and over how to look at excessive commas, how
Extra
to look
commas,
and
yeah.
act like a seaman, all to try and save Mrs.
Okay,
Noir
Derek.
and her family from being
The joke was
spirited
out,
away
was out there.
to Philadelphia. Claymore had reluctant. This is a lot. Where's the dialogues?
I hope there's
No.
no dialogue and the whole thing is just you having to narrate.
I made the mistake of looking down, and the first.
No.
You know how you can say someone he said or he spoke
cheated.
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The first
no.
way to describe how someone talks is sniggered.
Yeah.
Nope.
Not a fan. That's still a ways away, but it's coming. It's coming down.
All right,
Shoot,
where
shoot.
we at again? Sorry, I lost focus.
All right, I got you. Claymore. Claymore had reluctantly entered into the pact. He'd been torn apart by nervous tension and the desperate desire to please his vengeful relative. Also, there had been an even deeper need to not be haunted by Daniel if he didn't agree. He'd been completely... We don't know who Daniel is yet. But
Is that his irascible great uncle?
maybe.
Maybe I thought that was Captain
Daniel-
Gregg, who he's impersonating.
Daniel Gregg? Captain Daniel Gregg, maybe?
Or his great uncle's
We
different
know that his
from Captain
uncle
Gregg?
set him up to pretend to be Captain Gregg, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think.
in order
Kevin-
to
So maybe
enact
his-
some sort of vengeance on someone else.
Okay, so maybe his uncle is Daniel.
His uncle is it's probably Daniel. He'd been completely unsure he could pull off the deception, but the mercenary side of his acquisitive nature had won out. This is big words. I don't think they mean. You keep
Yeah,
on using big
jeez.
words. I do not think they mean what you think they mean. He liked Mrs. Noir well enough. No period after Mrs., by the way.
Mhm.
And he tolerated her children, but he hated to lose a paying tenant.
That is a
more
thing in
than
old
anything.
literature. I do
So
know that.
many commas,
Yes.
comma and comma but, and then comma just more.
Comatose.
They're going to the school of Charles Dickens. All the commas. We just throw all the commas in the sentence and we move on. You want to figure it out? Good luck. I love Dickens
Oh, the
so
sentences
much.
all make sense. There's just too
A lot of
many commas.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the Dickens. That's the Dickens
Under-
method of writing. You just the more commas in a sentence, the more good the sentence is. I know what I said.
Yes. Under the stern tutelage of the resident ghost of Gull Cottage, Claymore had been press-ganged into pretending to be Mrs. Noir's nautical beau, a direct descendant of the original owner of Gull Cottage. Ooh, that's not a full sentence.
Mhm.
All for the benefit of the Moore in-laws, who were determined to remove Mrs. Moore and her children from the wilderness of Schooner Bay.
Why is there
Schooner
Mrs.
Bay.
Moore, comma, and her children, comma, from the wilderness of Schooner Bay?
Yeah,
Yep,
none,
lots
neither
of
of those
extra
commas were
commas.
necessary.
Yeah, it's
Schooner.
confusing.
Got to put us into a comatose. I'm gonna make that
Schooner
my
Bay.
Oh, that was good.
new catchphrase.
That's a
What'd you
teaser
say?
right there.
So they're gonna put us into a comatose.
Okay.
I was workshopping it earlier. I don't
Or
think it
just a
occurred to me.
coma, comma.
Yeah, you got to say comatose.
That's hard. You're right.
Otherwise,
Because
it
they're
just sounds
spelled
like they're
exactly the same, just said
Mm,
different.
No, one's
Mm.
got another M.
Oh, you're right. I forgot.
Having sacrificed his night of rest for a good cause
Spell check.
and not having eaten all morning, Claymore now felt rather lightheaded and slightly giddy. My God, these
So
commas.
many commas.
Intense relief swamped his usually overcautious nature.
I'm setting a course out of here right now.
He sniggered to himself as he stumbled down the path.
Should be
He
a
was
comma at the end of
convinced-
the sentence, and then the quotes, and then a lowercase h.
Yeah, of all the places to not put a comma.
Yeah, right. You've been using commas left and right, and now suddenly you're hoarding them. Come on, what's this guy's name? Come on, Tunnels of the South. Get it together.
He didn't hoard them. He just put a comma in the wrong place and then put a period.
He's hoarding
He was
commas.
convinced
Trying to keep them all
he
to
played
himself.
his part to perfection. He made it to the gate of Gull Cottage, managing to go through it this time. Excuse me. Instead of tumbling over, he closed the gate behind him with a flourish. Huzzah!
That's how I close all
Once
the
a-
gates, and that's how I open doors too. You got to open both at
Yeah.
the same time, super dramatically.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Kick
One-
him open.
Once outside the stone
I was
fence-
thinking more of the Aragorn way, where he opens both the doors. That's what you got to do. But sure, kick him open. Go ahead,
Yes.
anime boy.
Sparta kick him. Once outside the stone fence, he felt he was on safer ground.
Yes, I think I pulled that off rather well, even if I do say so myself. No comma.
Yep.
He preened a little, taking a moment to review his performance.
I'm sure I looked much better than the real Captain Greg. Ships ahoy!
Ship,
nope,
ship.
just ship ahoy.
Just ship ahoy.
I know. I was thinking of Chips Ahoy. I got
Yeah,
distracted.
I know you were. I also was thinking of Chip. Gosh dang it, Chips Ahoy.
But also the way he says it, it sounds like it's some sort of exclamation, like he trips and stubs his toe. Ah, ship ahoy! Instead of
Yeah.
swear.
Yep.
I do think the Moors were rather impressed with me.
He felt his way to his car before pulling his glasses from his jacket pocket. He fumbled them onto the bridge of his nose. He blinked and smiled. It was a relief.
So
to
many
be able to
sentences that
see
start with
again.
he verb, he verb, he verb. You could have put that all into one long sentence.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
okay.
He verb, he verb, he verb, it verb.
Dun-dun-dun.
It was a relief to be able to see again. Yeah. Oh,
Yes, I do think that all went rather well. Ellipses.
he leaned down to preen himself. Mike, so much preening. He leaned down to preen himself.
Do you not preen yourself constantly?
I thought
Preen is like, run your hands through your hair.
You look at yourself.
cut.
You like adjust your hair a little. Maybe run your fingers over your eyebrows.
your
You know what I do when I
glasses.
see my reflection?
I pop pimples.
Okay, I don't do that.
Sorry.
I really derailed my joke there.
He leaned down to preen
It
himself.
was me being a
in the side
narcissist,
mirror
and you're like, I pop pimples.
Goal achieved.
of his car, adjusting the jaunt of his captain's cap before straightening the lapels of his jacket.
Avast me hearties.
No, my hearties.
Oh my gosh. Avast my hearties.
He saluted
that.
his mirrored image.
Okay, I don't salute myself. I wink at myself, but I don't salute myself. Shiver my timbers.
He chuckled because you put in well shiver my timbers, right?
Yeah,
we're not-
specifically
we're not yet there.
well shiver my timbers.
Okay. He chuckled.
He says
at
this
his
twice.
novel-
He's gonna say this a second time.
Of course, if you're playing a character named Captain Greg
with two G's.
with 2 G's.
Well, actually, three G's technically.
Okay. Captain Greg. Okay, his half of his
Also,
name just says spells
it's
egg.
Greg.
so-
The way you said it was Gragg. Greg. So it's Greg.
no,
let's
it's
let's
like
respect his
Craig,
fake name.
but Greg.
It's
Get it?
Graig. Greg.
He straightened, waving one hand imperiously.
Keel haw, every man
Wait.
jack of them.
Oh, that was a weird sentence. Anyway, but also, so with this, so he straightened, comma, waving one hand, comma, imperiously,
Period.
period, meaning that
Oof.
that what imperiously is describing is how he straightened.
Yeah, he did it in
Yep.
imperiously.
That's how that would actually read. Yeah.
That's the sentence.
Isn't imperiously means like majestically, right?
It kind of means as an emperor. So
It's like majestically, because an
It's like
emperor would be
with
His
Darth
Majesty.
Vader. It has to be with Darth Vader.
Okay. Darn imps. He glanced back at the cottage. In the parlor
darn
window, he
imps.
thought he saw the image of Captain Greg's face scowling at him. A proper use of a comma. The distance sound of thunder rumbled. underscoring-
Mistake. What a loser.
Underscoring the captain's furious glare.
also he spelled parlor the British way.
Oh,
I'm a fan
freaking
of-
redcoat. No, there's no need for an extra U.
There's always a need for an extra U in my life.
Am I allowed to make British jokes? I mean, the Queen died. Like, am I allowed to make them still?
That's
I mean, a lot of queens have died.
fair.
Okay, cool.
Also,
Yeah.
yeah.
You lost your Queen, now
Could've
lose
known
your
this
U.
coming
There
out.
we go. Let's move on.
God.
Oh, you meant I can make British jokes, but you didn't mean I could make jokes about the Queen's death. Oh, my mistake there.
No, I'm just waiting for you to say your line of dialogue, you Cuber.
Oh, I thought you were giving me a awkward pause there. It's just my
No.
mistake.
it's just
Oh,
your turn.
aye, Captain.
Claymore saluted smartly before opening the driver's door and leaping into his car. He
Boing.
turned the
Okay.
key in the ignition.
This guy needs to dial down the cocaine. He's dancing everywhere, stumbling around, jumping into his car. Just walk for like 5 seconds, man.
Well, now he's going to drive. He turned the key in the ignition, thrust the vehicle into gear,
Oh,
and
no.
drove
Just
it at
put it into
high
gear.
speed.
Thrust it into
The
gear.
rumbling sound of the storm followed him for some distance down the road before it dissipated. Claymore made it to the outskirts of Schooner Bay without
So to be clear,
further
the last
incident.
30 paragraphs have been he walked to his car and got in it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That's all it's happened.
Yeah.
That's all, what, 20 minutes of this?
Yep.
It's been
Got
us
into the car,
goofing
turned it on,
around.
and drove.
Oh,
There you go.
and like complimented himself excessively.
Yeah, but that was on the
I do that all the time, though, and I walk just fine.
takes
No, I
some-
felt like
Write a
he
book
walked
about
to
it.
his car and then like stood out of his car, looked at his reflection, and
Oh,
like
that's
did all
fair.
this stuff.
Okay,
That
there you
count-
go.
that
That was
counts
what,
as
3
part of it.
sentences? Total. We covered it all.
Yeah, that's fair.
My point is, it was excessive.
I mean, he also seems kind of excessive, to be fair. So
This writing style also seems a little bit excessive. More loquacious than perhaps.
also
more
putting
wordy.
like a gap between every 2 or 3 sentences.
Oh, it does drag it out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's
Whereas
he's
like
got
one
a
big paragraph could have covered everything. A lot of the
Yeah.
sentences that were the same.
maximum 3 sentences per paragraph.
Yep.
Oftentimes 1
Yeah,
or 2.
and it was the same verb was the beginning of each sentence, and it could have just been combined into one sentence. A whole paragraph could have been
the same-
eliminated. Yeah.
Same noun was the beginning of the sentence, but yeah. Back on his own ground, away
I
from
prefer
Captain
adjectives. Sorry.
Greg's. No, it's just I can't hear what you're saying. Away from Captain Greg's pervasive influence, some of his confidence returned. He pulled up in front of his office and cut the engine. He sat back in his seat, looking around with satisfaction. He wasn't
That's
so
right.
tired.
Look around with satisfaction. You drove a car. Good job, guy. You got in a car and drove it. You ought to be satisfied about that.
He wasn't so tired, comma, that he couldn't appreciate the busy scene.
Oof. Yeah, that one was rough. Some of these I've looked past, but that one's rough.
It was the beginning of another summer season, and from the looks of it, Schooner Bay was going to enjoy a bumper one.
A bumper one. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Is that a 40s
bumper
phrase?
season?
Yeah, it's like a hoppin', like it means good. It's a positive.
Oh, okay. Can we bring
Gonna
that
be a
phrase
bumper
back?
one.
Oh man,
Yeah.
my day has
Call
been
me
bumper.
bumper.
It's been quite a
Say, "Call
bumper
me
day.
Bumper.
I did
Call
say
me
call me
bumper.
bumper.
Oh my god.
Woof. All right. Oh God. Claymore tittered, rubbing his
You're
hands
damn
together.
right I did.
More tourists meant a lot more money in his bank accounts. He was looking forward to gulling the gullible with his many
What?
schemes and ideas for
Did it-
lightening the collective
were they trying to
tourist
say
purse.
guiling?
No, I think gulling is what they're
Gulling?
going for.
I think they're going for gulling the gullible. Like, I don't know if gulling is a real word. I don't think it is.
Gull, yeah, is a verb. Fool or deceive somebody.
Totally
yeah.
a word. Yeah, gulling.
Yeah, I remember. I came across that whenever I was researching
Similar words: hoodwinked, hoax, dupe,
Thieves' Camp.
deceive, trick, fool,
Hoodwinked.
make
Oh, what a
fool
great
of.
movie, Hoodwink.
Hoodwinked
Oh,
is
so
a good
good.
movie.
Such
Although-
a great movie.
Watching it again, animation is so jank. It's
No,
Oh,
no, it's not. What if you watch
But
the
it-
second one? You're like, oh man, Pixar
Oh,
made
that's
the first
true.
one.
that's fair. I have watched the second one. I've
have.
Once
blocked
I've watched
it
the
from my
second one
memory.
once. I don't even think I finished it. I think I got about 3/4 of the way through, and I was like, I
don't know if I finished.
love
that,
watching
to be
dumb
honest.
movies with my friends, but I can't get through this one.
Yeah.
It was rough, but that first one, highly recommend. Everyone listening, watch it now. Pause
All
us,
right.
go watch it, and then come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Also, I want to
No,
say
we're
that
too
now that you're
good- we're
back.
too good to be paused. What are you talking about, Derek?
I don't. No, we're garbage.
What are you talking about?
I know what I said.
We're great.
so I
Best
goes
garbage this side.
we're certainly
like, I
on
was
the
just-
internet.
I was gonna say, and I've been trying to say.
Oh, store. No, just kidding. Sorry.
You just Ben, you just gotta power through us. You know, we're just gonna
But
keep
the problem
it.
is that if I talk, I can't hear. I literally can't hear Ephraim because
That's
of
fair.
our setup.
Oh, it's okay. I ignore you from. You can ignore him too. It's okay. We'll both do it.
What I was gonna say is that I don't like this story, and I don't want to spread this over 2 episodes. So can we power through?
All right. Go ahead.
All right. He readjusted the angle of his cap in the rear vision mirror. He also loves these dashes. Anyway, it's readjusted is a word. You don't have to like hyphenate it.
Maybe in England they add extra U's, they add dashes, they have a monarchy for some reason. We'll just keep
commas
doing
everywhere.
stuff the dumb old fashioned way. Yeah, just chucking commas left and right. It's a throwing star, and you're a 5-year-old who got a pack of throwing stars for Christmas.
We
and
got through one
threw it
sentence,
into
Derek.
your parents'
Before the door.
door, and you got in
Before
trouble. Or
opening-
is this just a personal story that I'm ranting
Before
about?
opening the door and getting out of his car, he was searching for his office keys in his pocket when two elderly ladies came hurrying up to him. They were both carrying
trust them.
multiple shopping bags and holding their cameras at the ready. They appeared
I
to be
don't trust them at
classic
all.
early summer tourists, eager to sample every delight
Tourists?
and oddity the town
Tourists.
had to offer. Tourists.
No,
Tomato,
tourist.
tomato. Potato,
Nope.
tomato. They hovered in front
Potato
of him,
is
looking him up
correct.
and down with blatant curiosity.
Ahoy, ladies.
Claymore bowed gallantly, touching 2 fingers to his seaman's cap in a smart salute.
Coming about there, eh?
Oh, jeez.
Haha, you have to be an old lady. Go, Ephraim.
Oh,
One of
No,
the
older,
women
older.
cooed.
You weren't even 40. Older.
howdy do.
There it is. There's my 80-year-old.
Say, are you really a ship's captain? I mean, he looks like a real captain, doesn't he,
Mabel looked Claymore up and down.
Oh shit! I have to be Mabel.
No, I get to be
Oh
Mabel.
no, you do. Haha, you do. Haha.
Mabel?
He certainly does, Jessica. And he talks like one, too.
Oh, that's real creepy voice now. I don't like this.
She leaned from side to side, studying Claymore from every angle.
Every angle.
We should take his picture so the folks back
Why
home
do you-
can see that we met a
Why do you
real
sound like that creepy old
sweetheart.
guy from Family Guy? I don't like this.
The Bridge Club girls will be so jealous. Claymore blinked.
Oh, avast that, madam. I'm really not.
He tried to explain. Mabel ignored his protest. How much do you think he charges?
Oh my God. How much? ... question
Claymore
mark.
blinked.
My dear lady, I. And dash.
$5 should be enough.
Jessica began fishing in her large
No comment.
handbag.
But in these hick towns, one never knows what the right place is for anything. I'm sure they put all their prices up every summer.
They all put their prices up. She
They all put
stopped.
their prices up every summer.
She stopped hunting in her bag and frowned up at Claymore.
So, what's your price then, young man? That's a lot of
You're turning into a bird.
$5? 6?
Price?
Claymore jumped,
question
his
mark.
mercenary nature suddenly at war with his need to escape their clutches.
Well, shiver my timbers.